has it ever happened to you that you're defending something on principles and people go, oh, the reason you're defending it is because you want to do it. You're a selfish asshole. We, the censor, are the compassionate, empathetic people. But because you want to defend this, you're the selfish. You only think about yourself. Has that conversation ever happened to you? Because it happened to me a lot. Like, here's the thing. I don't smoke. I've never put a cigarette in my mouth. But I do respect the decision of other people to smoke. I do believe in the Eastern European concept that some corruption is acceptable. What do I mean by this? Well, look at most things that are fun in life. And you will notice that most things that are fun are either illegal, immoral, or unhealthy. Like, for instance, shooting guns is fun. It's illegal in Romania. I can't do it. I can't shoot guns. I'm not allowed. It's illegal. Smoking, it's fun. A lot of people do it. It's unhealthy. And so the conversation, should we create a society where we ban fun, is retarded, because that's not a society for human beings. The society where everyone gets to sit in a managed queue, everyone gets to behave in a managed way, everyone is being dictated exactly what they can do, that's called a supermax prison. And you don't have freedom, but like, other than that, they make sure that you're healthy, they make sure that you're fed, they make sure that you have a roof over the top of your head. But it's hell on earth, isn't it? But other than that, I mean, it is hell on earth, but like, you don't have fun. And so I really despise this ideology of trying to force good upon people. Like trying to inflict kindness upon others. Really horrible ideology. And so I don't smoke. My parents used to smoke. My mom passed away from cancer and she was an avid smoker. But despite all that, I genuinely think that if someone wants to smoke, go for it. Like, I do believe that people should be warned and that they should know. It's like, okay, are you aware that smoking is bad? Yes. Are you aware that you can get cancer, bad breath, all the other complications? Yes. Are you aware that you can become addicted and you're going to have to spend a lot of money on it? Yes. Okay, well, if you're aware of all these things and you still want to smoke, then fucking go smoke. Just don't do it next to me. I don't like the smoke. But if you want to do it away from me, go do it. You know, fraternize and socialize with other smokers. Now, again, some corruption is okay. That doesn't mean a lot of corruption is okay. I'm not advocating for people to do hardcore drugs because those actually destroy the nervous system, irreparable damage even after you quit. You're still a vegetable. You're not going to be a productive member for society. People get extremely aggressive if they don't get their fix. And so, like, that's not okay. But some corruption is. Smoking is okay. Drinking is okay. But apparently, like, no, the new mindset is that you as a human being, you don't have free will. You only need to be able to do what you're told. I mean, with the levels of restrictions, we're going to get to a point where the government will just give you a list of things that you're allowed to do. And the thing that really pisses me off the most is that most people don't understand the simple concept that you don't need to have the vice in order to understand the principle. See, I'm not a smoker. I'm not a gambler. But I would defend other people's vices because I have different vices. Like, for instance, I like playing hyper-violent video games with women that have big fat tits in them. Like massive fat tits. That's my vice. And so the idea is I defend your right to smoke. I defend your right to gamble. And when the feminists come for my video games, you defend me. And we're creating a better society for all of us. Because again, some level of unhealthiness, some level of immorality is acceptable. The conversation should be what that level is. And if the conversation is that we're going to ban smoking, I think you lost the plot. I think you're going a little bit too far. If my parents smoked, if my grandparents smoked, if my great-grandparents smoked, then maybe you should shut the fuck up. And obviously, this is not about the health of society. Like, it's very difficult to look at America where people eat as if their healthcare was free, and you find the problem is smoking. Like, I think you have to fix a lot of other issues before you reach smoking. What's also fascinating about America is that if you actually look at the number of people that smoke, it was going down. Despite the fact that smoking is legal, the number of people that smoke cigarettes in America was going down dramatically to the point where it was even better than in Europe. And in Europe, we have like a lot of added tax on cigarettes and a lot of other shit. And despite all that, it's going down. Why? Because you are leaving it the fuck alone. You are leaving it up to people to decide. And they were making the correct decision by themselves without you having to make it illegal. Making it illegal, I guarantee to you that now people will find it edgy to smoke again. They're going to think that it's edgy. They're going to think that it's cool. And I'm also curious, like, what's going to happen with people that break the law? Like, obviously there's going to be contraband, right? I mean, it's fucking cigarettes. Like what are you going to do? Are you going to arrest them, put a fine? Is someone going to be in prison because he sold a nicotine-based cigarette? When you ban something, there are consequences for the ban. And so you gotta wonder, it's like, what are the consequences going to be? I genuinely think that this may also have like some political implications because RFK is coming, right? And he wants to slash a lot of the problems with the food industry. And so he's now placed in a position, does he allow smoking to come back even though it's unhealthy, but at the same time he's banning other chemicals and other stuff that goes into food? How do we justify it? And I think like the way you can justify it is very simple. People who smoke are aware it's a vice, right? It's not something that you need to survive. Food, on the other hand, is something that you do need to survive. And so that should be treated differently. But we'll see. Yeah, like he's definitely placed in a difficult spot. And you get to see what happens when you ban shit, right? Like look at the TikTok ban. You ban TikTok, and because people feel unheard, people feel marginalized, what do? They give the middle finger to the government. They say, fuck your geopolitical strategy, we're going to sign up for a Chinese app. Just to spite you, just because we hate you, just because we dislike what you're doing. You're ignoring us, and we're going to behave in a way that's going to be impossible for you to ignore. And yeah, the same thing with the cigarettes. Like, let me understand this. There are places in America that they're legalizing pot. So, like, you can actually smoke marijuana, but now you can't smoke tobacco. Why does the insanity have to persist? Why is it like every single fucking time there needs to be some insane legislation that prevents people from doing what they want? And again, you know, you're having like the concept, okay, abortions are fine, smoking is bad. Make it make sense, please. You just make it make sense in a way. Alcohol is fine, smoking is not. Why? Right? Again, like, are people allowed, if they so choose, if they so want, to have certain unhealthy practices, such as drinking, smoking? Like, it's bad for them. Like, no one is saying it's good. No one is making the argument that it's good. But why is it that they're not allowed? Are they allowed the gender transition surgery? They're allowed, right? But they're not allowed to smoke. They're allowed to take hormones that also can cause cancer, but they're not allowed to smoke. Make it make sense. Please, help me understand. And again, it's also the concept that the government is so interested in what people do in their private lives that they have to regulate smoking. Like, at this point, are you going to regulate people taking a piss? Well, you probably are, because you can't take a piss in public. Okay, no, that makes sense. But like, other than that, it's like, is there anything that people do that the government can say, no, like, this is a matter of the private. Like, this is the private domain. This is not public. Or is everything public? Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.